We're going to take a look at lesson 2-3, what's the difference? So in this lesson here, we're going to introduce to you the idea of relative difference and compare that to the word difference or actual difference. What are the differences? How are those two different in meaning? And so the first situation is this idea of what we call actual difference, which is your new value minus your original value, and you can see that highlighted here. And so looking at this situation of two populations, Santa Ana and Garden Grove, we have the population for 1990 and 2014. And so when someone's asking you for the difference, many times what they're referring to is the actual difference. So that's what we're looking at here. You do the subtraction, you get that answer. And so that's the actual difference in population. Sometimes people want to know what's called the relative difference, and here's a formula for that. You notice the similarities, new value minus original value. And in these cases here, for relative difference, what we're going to end up doing is dividing by the original value. So what we're looking at is this idea of what we call relative change also. Sometimes it's called that. How is the values changing with respect to the original value? And then we could also convert that into a percent, or call the percent change or the percent relative difference. Again, those words get thrown around, but once you hear the term relative, what we're referring to now is a comparison to the original value, and so you end up dividing. And so then you can see that answer here for 3 and 4, where you take the new value minus the original value divided by the original. And then you end up comparing these population changes. And so in these cases, Santa Ana increased by more, 39,000 to 31,000. But in terms of relative to the original starting value, Garden Grove is increasing more because it's 21% increase, which is a 13.5% increase. And so that's the introduction of the difference between those two values. One was a percent, kind of our relative difference, whether it's increasing or decrease, and then the actual difference where you just subtract the two values. And so we'll take a look at that in the rest of this lesson.